You're listening to We Deepen Media.
Hi, love. It's Christina from Deepen with Christina. I am laying on my bed on Sunday night when a podcast should be released, and I haven't recorded one. There's no podcast. I am in a transitional state. My heart is moving through the end of a incredible relationship, and I have gone through many breakups before. 42, currently single, and this one is unique. This one's different. I thoroughly enjoy this human being and love him, and we've had an intimate connection for nearly 9 months, and it ended today. And it ended because I'm actually still trying to figure out that. I think there's a little bit of a universal, do you ever feel those like messages from the universe that like, just do this? And like, you're like, I was planning to do that. I thought I'd do that. And then I wasn't quite sure. And then I almost stepped out of it. And now I'm back in and I did it. And then at the end, you're like, wait, that was so abrupt. How did that happen so quickly? That was my experience today. And that's probably not the reason why I don't have a podcast. The reason I don't have a podcast is that, we Deepen and myself have been undersourced to some extent. And I feel a wave of that changing as well. I had a call with a coach, and Natalie McNeil, on Friday, and I was exploring. I was thinking that it would be best for me to work with a coach to move through this next level, because We Deepens, it's like I'm on a gold mine. We have high engagement, fucking amazing community of growth-minded people, and curated some of the best events, access to them that I get to share with all of you. From intimacy workshops to psychedelic conferences to governmental shifts. And I pull these events and work with the producers of them to share with you, so we get to journey through them together. And since COVID, I think that there has been some trauma inside of me of like, I don't want to go out and do it all over again and raise funding and build it all. But there I was with Natalie on this phone call on Friday in a discovery session. And she said to me, Christina, I don't tell many founders this, but you are so primely positioned to go raise funding. Like, you can't get this idea of building ClassPass for all of the experiences that help people have healthy, meaningful, loving relationships. And when I say experiences, these are workshops, retreats, facilitated experiences, conferences, festivals that help people to have more meaningful, loving relationships, get you into your radiance and teach relational skills and help practice them and be in full fucking authenticity together. I mean, even recording this, whatever this is, if this is a podcast, I guess this is, recording this message for you tonight is so, it's so edgy for me because it's so raw and really what's experiencing. So Natalie, essentially reflected back to me, like, go raise funding. We have thousands of testimonials of people who've had life-changing experiences by attending the events that we produce or curate, and an email list that with a 40 to 50% open rate, and an engaged network on Circle and in the WhatsApp groups. people are meeting and they're loving each other. The experiences are heart opening and people want it. We're living inside of a lonely epidemic, and these type of connections is the new church, the new community. Tonight, I hosted a girl gathering at my place here in Austin, Texas, and it was intimate. 7 women showed up, and we hula hooped outside, and we talked about what we were navigating and experiencing, and really unique group of people and that connection. And one woman who has joined us said that, her husband pushed her out the door and was like, go connect with other women. And there we are. We just bonded and took beautiful photos and enjoy the nourishing connection of feminine sisterhood. And last night here in Austin, we did the soul warmer gathering at the Alpaca Playhouse. And the week before was Boundless Lionsgate Pleasure Porter, which was fucking awesome. Panel discussion and with mind-blowing intimacy with Kimmy Inch, who's a kink educator and a pro-dom, and Dave Asprey, who's the, father of biohacking father of biohacking. And then moved into a Shibari sound healing, and there was sub-dom demonstrations. And I'll tell you, BDSM, if you have not explored BDSM, my heart has been blown open through that practice, and I cannot wait to dive deeper into that with a partner, a future lover, now that I am really fully opening my heart. I made with this transition out of this previous relationship have asked for, it just came out of my mouth, 90 days of no contact. It's so edgy because love is so strange. I love this human, and now I'm in this 90 days. So yeah, my plan is one of my flatmates, Julie, is coming on board to work with me as an assistant and supporting of managing up and getting some tasks off my plate that just keep me busy. And Elle, if you guys haven't met Elle, she's so special. Elle is joining me in the Love Club. We are launching the Matchmaking Club. The database, when you go to wedeepen.com and you click on either Love Club or Matchmaking, you can enter yourself into the Matchmaking database. And it's also now the early application for the Love Club. And if you've ever thought of doing matchmaking, it is a high-end service to enroll somebody to take this most tender, intimate portion of your life and to, first off, there's no guarantee someone's going to go find your soulmate. I mean, I've been working in the love and dating industry business. It's even interesting saying in a business. It's like I have been aiming, if you have been listening for this podcast, you hear me talking about my journey with finances and how to, I'm just so passionate about this that to add money into, the experience of it seems like a disservice. And it's also, what is it? Isn't there a song that's like, love don't cost a thing? Tina Turner, love don't cost, is that Tina Turner? Love don't cost a thing. Wipe that out of your consciousness, because if you want a fucking amazing love life, there's a lot to invest in, from self-development to education, to having fucking amazing experiences. There's a lot that you can do. So the Love Club is a matchmaking club. We're going to start with people who are currently single, and then we'll expand to include those who are in relationship to support you having an epic love life as well, deepening with your significant other. And this matchmaking club, we're bringing in Elle and I, and Julie now too. of those who are currently single who want healthy relationships, and we become each other's matchmakers. And when I say, matchmaking is generally a high-end, high ticket item, to have somebody focus on your love life. That's like $15,000 plus at minimum. DateSpot just actually put out an article. You could Google DateSpot. How much does it cost to have a matchmaker? And they just produced an article around speaking to, the industry and the to do it really well. It's a luxury product, and we're though bringing you all into a club so we can do it together, and adding experiences and intimacy education, and also connecting with other people who want healthy fucking love lives, who are ready, and exploring, and it's exploring intimacy. This is like, we become your tour guides to elevate your intimacy journey so you thrive in connection and grow together. And I'm super stoked about that. So that's in the works. And then, but before I get to fundraising, I am going to be doing a book accelerator to write a book beginning September 18th. There's a woman, Mimi, who's a best-selling author, and she's doing an accelerator program. It's 6 weeks, and she'll take you through an experience that will have you pretty far along, depending on how much time you have to invest in it. I'm going to jump all in and use this as the space. I've had many book concepts running through me, and I am going to pour it out of me, a memoir of my own relational experiences. And I have a lot to share with you, because that's how I teach. I teach through my own personal experiences as well as my studies, and, interweaving those together, because I'm in this journey with you. It's interesting. Last night at the Alpaca Playhouse, the Soul Warmer gathering, I facilitated a mind-blowing intimacy experience with Gina Swire and Isabella Braveheart, and I introduced them as relationship experts, and both of them pushed back at me. They're like, "Don't call me a relationship expert." And I get it, because we're all in this journey to learn. We can be relationship guides. I feel like a relationship guide, but I don't have it all perfectly, tied in a bow and figured out for you. For me, what's important is I really want, my dream relationship is that we are relationship role models for other people. Maybe that's tied to my human design being a 6'2" profile. That's role model hermit. And I am a hermit. You guys, everyone might think that I'm like out follically around, and I'm not. I'm definitely somebody who spends a lot of time at home on my computer because I love it. And so role model hermit is my style, and I want someone to meet me in the role modeling of epic love and devotional love. So if that's something that's of interest to you, I think the Love Club, check that out. You'll see the application in Elle. You'll get to have a conversation with her. She'll tell you more about it, and it's all coming together right now in the moment. So I wasn't planning to do a podcast. We're at now, nearly 15 minutes, and this is what you get this week. I am recording on a Wednesday with Kimmy Inch, the pro dom and kink educator. And her and I are going to dive into deep conversation about kink and erotic wellness, play parties. And also, get this, I'm recording a podcast with David Guillaume. David was my teacher at the Kabbalah Center for years, over a decade ago, which is a lot of what my underlining way of being is. I so resonate with Kabbalah. Not being maybe like a super deeply connected to the Kabbalah center, like in the cult of it, but the teachings of Kabbalah resonate with me in my heart. So David Key and I are recording a podcast about love and desire and the differences of those. I sent him a message and I was like, Esther Perel talks about the difference of, love is, requires closeness and intimacy and knowing the other human, whereas desire requires mystery and novelty. And so they're these are paradoxical experiences and often can sometimes create disconnection within a relationship. And something in that, there seems something deeper. If we are all ever growing human beings, and I am continuing to discover more about myself every day. I mean, even again, this is an edge for me recording this podcast and sharing this with you. I think it was a year ago, the last time I did a solo episode. And that was, Brian Howie from the Great Love Debate and Pod Populi, the podcast studios, has been my podcast producer in the past. Is always tapping me on the shoulder and be like, record a solo podcast. People want to hear you speak and your experiences. It just feels so, what I share is so just me, my heart. And that's vulnerable. It's really vulnerable to be me. I imagine it's vulnerable to be you too. And so thank you for sharing your heart and for you doing you out in the world and being authentic and speaking your truth. Because again, today is to speak my truth and be like, I love you and I want more. And I know you're not available for that more. So I've got to let myself go and fall. I fall into the sadness, fall into the grief, so I can rise out of that and really, discover more of myself throughout this experience. I love you all. Thank you. And when I say love you all, I love you. Thank you for being on this journey with me and for investing your energy and your desire in creating We Deepen. At the end of the party last night, the Soul Warmer gathering at the Alpaca Playhouse, there was a request by some of the people, how can we help you? How can we support We Deepen? And how can you? It's show the fuck up. Tell me. Give stars. Submit ratings on this podcast. Encourage me. And that's how I keep going. Because this is all fucking pure love. This is pure love. I have to keep kicking myself to care about the money in this. And I know the more you have, the more you can give. And Feminine Weapon Day is happening January 30th here at Antone's nightclub in Austin, Texas. We've raised over $76,000 for children of abuse, extreme poverty, and human trafficking to feel love, receive education, art, and healing programs. Because if these children get access to the love and the healing, my hope is that that's what ends the cycle of abuse. Because if we show them love, then they won't become the abusers. That's the only way in my mind that I see it happening. And another last thing that you'll be proud of me for is, a couple years ago, not even a couple years ago, March of 2022, I co-produced Relate Fest with Leah Marshall from the Esther Perel discussion group and Shai Fishman from Live It Up Love. And Shai took Relate Fest afterwards and wanted to run it on his own. So we gave it off to him and gave him his blessing. And he's not really interested in doing live experiences. So I have asked graciously to have that brand back, because I envision Relate Fest becoming the South by Southwest, what South by Southwest is for film and television, or what Comic-Con is for the comic industry, that Relate Fest becomes the go-to experience for the professionals in the relationship industry to intermingle with those who want epic, healthy love lives. And so that will be our Mecca. Our Mecca, if you want a healthy, loving relationship, that's our place to go. Or if you help facilitate people to have that, if you're obsessed with love, if you believe there's something more possible for humans, that's where we go. Lastly, I will admit, I live my life pretty much sober. I rarely ever drink alcohol. I do some medicines with psychedelics of mushrooms, or mainly my work is with mushrooms. Kava. I love kava. True Kava. True Kava is coming on the podcast soon too. They sponsored Boundless. So I love kava, mushrooms. I had my recent first experience with ketamine. But tonight, this former beloved of mine left me with this beautiful sake. And I had some sake before I recorded this. Yeah. So the sake's good. But if you drink, often quit it. Stop it. If you're smoking, stop it. I highly recommend. You are more than entertaining on your own, not needing the other stuff. Again, I appreciate you. Your attention, your time is valuable. And we're in this together, this life. And I want you to have an amazing love life too. Go check out that calendar at wedeepen.com. If you do enjoy this podcast, please do subscribe, like, follow, and I promised next Sunday, I will be back. You'll get a full episode with an amazing guest, and we'll continue this journey together. And I'd love to be with you in person. I cannot wait to meet you in real life and to introduce you to other people. We might not get to spend too much time one-on-one, but I guarantee you that the people that are surrounding me and We Deepen and in that ecosystem, you're going to enjoy them. This is for us all together. Okay, bye for now. Mwah.